Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to your program called Tarot Your Love Story for the month of August 2019. And this is for you coming from Cancer. So I'm going to shuffle these cards once more. Before that, I'm going to give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9, at gmail.com. The first card that I'm going to pull for you will be for the first 15 days of August. And I'm going to tackle your areas of romance, especially a new one if you find it, and see what the card says. Well, it's a card called Death, but don't worry about this. It doesn't mean that. It means that the past problems are going to be over for you where romance is concerned. And in the month of August, in the first 15 days, new outlooks doesn't mean a new romance, possibly, maybe so, but it also means with your ongoing romance, a new outlook will be seen. So whether you find a new romance or whether you can improve your ongoing romance in the first 15 days is going to be very, very possible with a good outlook of yours. But this card is especially for a new romance. So your troubles are over and you will find somebody very receptive to what you want in your life in the form of a new romance. It's a very interesting card. Now about your existing romance, if you have one, let's see how that's going to go about. Well, I like this card good enough. It's the card of Venus. And so I will say that for you coming from Cancer, it's a positive card that your ongoing romance is going to flourish and prosper. And you will be thinking of long-term management of this romance, perhaps talking of marriage, putting down money for a condo, putting down money for a car together. So it's a very bright looking card. So your ongoing romance also very good in the first 15 days of August. Now, what about marriage areas? Let's see. Let me see. It's a card of miscommunication, and you have to be careful what you say. Otherwise, you're going to produce many traps for yourself. This would be for the first 15 days of August. So the important thing is, because you can see the sign of Venus is also there. You can see it. That's why I like Kabbalistic cards. So with Venus there, the saving grace is there. So there may be fights in the marriage area. There may be disagreements, but ultimately it will pull through. So since you are hearing that from me, it's you I'm talking about. So tell yourself, why don't I just help this card out by avoiding any kind of miscommunication? So if it's your marriage partner who is really getting hot under the collar, tell yourself, I'm not going to be involved. I'm going to stay calm. Remember that it always takes two hands to clap. And if your hand keeps quiet, the other hand cannot clap. It will keep quiet too after a while. So it's all up to you, really. Now I'm going to pull a card for your last 16 days of August. And I'm going to tackle the romance area for you first. And let's talk about new romance possibility for you. And it's not a good card. If you find a new romance in the last 16 days, I would say take it easy. You don't have to cancel it. Don't go to the extreme. But it's coming with some complications. So you need to find out whether you can cope with these complications. Don't dive headlong into it. Take your time, study the person, study the situation, and that way you will stay calm and you will not be driving into trouble because it is a bit of a troublesome card. Now, what about your romance that you might be already having? So let's look at this card. Well, you can look for yourself. It's a card of entanglement, not able to find solutions. And the core of this is finance areas which are causing miscalculation and misinformation. So this card says that if you already have your romance partner, whether for how long, doesn't matter, you're going to have difficulties in the last 16 days. And the core of the problem is financial things. So you don't want to bring up financial issues. Otherwise, you're going to put oil onto the fire and the fire will be raging. Try to avoid anything you want to put blame onto your romance partner. That way things will remain cold. So, and not get too hot. So we are only talking about the last 16 days of August, not 16 weeks or 16 months. So just remain calm. And that way you will have the control to be able to find solutions and not put things aflame. It's all up to you. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you about your marriage situation. It's a good card. You see that purple moon there. It represents Jupiter. So for you, it shows that the troublemaker may be Jupiter. And so this, what does it do? It makes you in your marriage area dominating and very pushy and wanting to control. So avoid doing these three things and you will quieten this planet down. And therefore you will keep the temperature in your marriage low, because the design of this card is that everything is turning against you. And so the more you put blame or the more you say things, you will end up the loser. So say less and do less. Let the 16 days pass, the last 16 days of August. And after that, you can start to talk about whatever issues. I'm going to now talk to you about your lucky ages. You coming from Cancer. And so there will be some people coming from Cancer who are going to be very, very lucky. And what ages are there? Well, this card says, if you happen to be the ages of 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75, you're going to be one very lucky person, whether in romance or marriage areas. You've got everything going for you. There you are, the lucky one. And so if you're not of these ages, you don't have to worry too much. There are many other ages which I've not mentioned. But it may be good for you to see an astrologer, and you could see me. Well, I charge USD $50, and I'll talk to you more about that. And I'll tackle your next 7, 8, or 9 years in all areas. First, now let me talk to you about your lucky colors. So there will be a certain color which will be very important for you. And from this card, I'm going to choose the color purple. So the color purple is very positive in many ways, but you have to be careful that for this month of August, the color purple represents wanting to dominate and wanting to have control. So don't allow that to happen. And if you can control that part of it, try and wear plenty of purple during the month of August, whole month of August for you. Now about lucky directions. Why directions? Because 9 planets have been chosen to look after Earth. They have surrounded Earth and they have become our solar system. So this card says for the month of August, try to look at north as much as you can, because for the month of August, the energy for people in Cancers is coming from north, the positive energy. And when you face north, the inspiration of anything you want will be there. So this program is about romance and marriage, and these 2 areas are going to sparkle. So make your wish come true facing north. Look for the inspiration to find solutions facing north, and you will just do best in these 2 areas of romance and marriage. And now what about, we are in Cancer, so what about us? Who could you have an attachment to? All right, let's see now. In the month of August, you may find somebody you are interested in, or somebody may be very interested in you. And who could that person be? It will be somebody from Leo, L-E-O, Leo. So when you do meet somebody that you like who's coming from Leo, tell yourself this just may be the real thing, and you will then be very happy with this person. This is for the whole month of August. So whether for a romance or whether if your marriage partner is from Leo, it's a good sign. It means that you'll find a lot of harmony as well. So somebody from Leo is going to make you very happy. Okay, now I have a 90-minute session to talk to you about. And this will cost you USD $50. And I will tackle your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. This program I'm talking about right now is based on tarot cards. That will be based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. And I will tackle your next 7, 8, or 9 years in your areas of business, your area of jobs and finances, your area of health. I will go into detail. And of course, I'll talk up to you about your marriage and romance areas as well. I'll give you your personal lucky lottery numbers, show you how to get into the supernatural side of you, which we all have, that supernatural side of us, which can be used for inspiring us in any area of life. And I'll give you your lucky colors and your lucky days and your lucky gemstones and your lucky directions, a lot of energy from the universe to get everything right. So send me that email, AndyHoro9, ANDIHORO9, the number 9 at gmail.com. And I'll be able to then get back to you and we'll get it on with this 90-minute session. Until then, thank you, and I wish you the best of luck in the month of August in the areas of romance and marriage, your love story. Until then, thank you and bye.